Hello dear KCET 2025 aspirants. So now if you want to get top 1000 rank in your KCET 2025 examination, then it is very critical to use the best books for this exam, right? You just cannot overload yourself with too many resources because that will kill your time. You will not get time to revision, so that creates a lot of problem, right? So you need to refer limited and relevant resources to get this or to crack this exam with a top rank. So yes students, this video is all about the best books for KCET 2025. Okay, so in this video I'll be telling you which are the books that you can refer to clarify your concept, to do previous year questions, to do question practice, to do mock test. Everything I'll be discussing in detail. I will be also telling you how to read these books and when to use these books. Okay, so students, now let's get started without any further delay. So let's what you have to do is you have to check this video and you have to make a list of all the books that I'm telling you, so that you can channelize your preparation. You can know when and how to use these books. Okay, so yes, let's get started now. So see, whenever you want to crack an exam, okay, there are 4 pillars for that. First, you need to know the concepts. Okay, you need to master the concept. For example, you want to crack KCET chemistry, then you need to know what all chapters are there and you need to know these concepts. So your concept should be very strong. The second thing is you should be knowing, or you should solve previous year questions. Now previous year questions will exactly tell you what type of questions can be asked from this particular chapter. Okay, so if you consider suppose solutions chapter, questions can be asked even from JEE advanced level, questions can be asked even from NEET level, even in the KCET level. So when you solve that particular previous year questions, you exactly come to know that okay, for this battleground, that is your KCET examination, what type of questions will be asked from the chapter solutions. Okay, you know that okay, this level question will be asked, so I can prepare according to that level. Third is very important, question practice. Now when you do previous year questions, you know all of you that in KCET per chapter you have just 30 to 40 questions in the last 10 years of papers, right? So that is not enough to do practice, because you need to manage time here. KCET examination, as I've told you already, it is a game of time management. How can you solve 60 questions in 60 minutes, right? So you need to be really fast with your calculations. You need to do more practice. You need to set a timer and do the practice. So that is why you also need question practice. And the fourth, very important, is your mock test examination. Okay, so mock tests are something which will tell you how much you have actually prepared for the actual examination, whether you have just whether you are able to manage time in the exam or not, whether you are able to manage yourself, manage your stress during the exam or not. So this is very important to crack the examination, right? So 4 pillars are clear. First, we need to clarify the concepts. Second, we need to do previous year questions. Third, we need to do more question practice. And fourth, we need to write mock test. Okay, so I'll be telling you books for different pillars. For this book or for this mastering the concept, which books you should be needed. So that is what we are going to discuss in detail here. Let us start with the first pillar, that is mastering of concepts. So for this, you do not have to refer any book, students. Please go only and follow NCERT. Okay, you can follow NCERT for clearing your all concepts. Okay, so you can see here in your chemistry you have 11th and 12th, there are total 4 books. In physics also you have 4 books including class 11 and 12. Okay, so next in maths you have 3 books including for your class 11 and 12, and for your bio you have 2 books for class 11 and 12. So those students who are going for PCB, they also need to focus on biology. Okay, so to improve your concepts, to understand your concepts, you just read NCERT book. Now suppose something you are not able to understand from NCERT, okay, so you can just Google it and check. Suppose for example you are not understanding what is Henry's law exactly. Okay, so just Google it, Henry's law part you study, and that is over, right? Now for example, suppose you are reading physics and you are not able to understand Gauss law. Okay, so for one Gauss law you do not have to go and refer another book and understand. Just search it, Google it, do some analysis videos you can watch, and easily it will get cleared, right? So students, technology has advanced to to that level that anything you can understand if you have any problem in any concept, right? So that is why first refer your NCERT book. Now any particular concept if you are not able to understand, you can Google it or you can refer to some other book for this, okay? But again, for reference for that you need to purchase another book. If you are having, that is fine, you can just refer it. Clear? So we are clear with the first pillar, that is concept clarification. What are we going to refer for that? We are going to refer only and only NCERT books, okay? Now there is one more thing here. What if you are not interested in reading books, then what to do? If you are not interested in reading books, in our channel we have started the KCET 2025 series for all physics, chemistry and maths, and so now what you can do is, if you do not want to read the NCERT book, you can watch those videos where we have explained every concept in detail, so that you can learn in a very interesting way. Sometimes reading books might be boring, but yes, if you watch the video, make notes, that is suffice, okay? Now coming to the second thing, that is previous year questions. As I told you, it is very, very important to solve previous year questions to know exactly what type of questions are being asked from that particular chapter, right? So here there are, so when you are solving this previous year questions, so I'll tell you, this means actually chapter wise previous year questions, okay? Chapter wise previous year questions. So for this, the first book that you can refer is your Disha book, okay? Disha publication books are there. I have personally used it. It has chapter wise questions, year wise it is mentioned. So it's a very thin book. So if you purchase, thick books if you purchase, you have a tension of completing it, right? But these books are very thin and very solutions are not given, but yeah, answer keys are given. So yeah, solutions are also given, answer keys are given, and you have 30-40 questions from all the chapters that will do your work. So you can easily refer to these books for previous year questions. Now while doing research about previous year questions of KCET, I found another book, that is IBA, and here also you can see there are like last 13 years of question papers are there, okay? But I don't know whether you will get the updated version of this or not, okay? So better, this is your first preference. In case you do not get this, you can try this book, okay? But again, I will be saying this is preferable because I have seen this book and it is a very thin book. All the subjects now it is updated, and you will get 11 years KCET question paper books are also there. It is available in Amazon. You can take it from your offline stores as well. So please keep this 3 set of book, or if you want biology, that also you need to add, and keep this for your previous year question books, okay? This is highly recommended, students. So please make sure that you get this. Now coming to the third pillar, that is question practice. As I told you, for every chapter, if you do last 10 years of papers, you will get only 30 to 40 questions. Now that is enough to understand the level of exam, to understand the level of questions that will be asked from that particular chapter. But by just solving 30 questions, that we will not be able to master the concept, we will not be able to do time management, right? So we need to do some extra question practice. So for extra question practice, the first book that you can refer is your NCERT Exemplar, okay? So you can see these books are there, NCERT Exemplar books are there. It is available directly in the Google. You can download from there and then you can use in the PDF form. So NCERT Exemplar, per question 15-20 MCQs are there. Just try those questions, okay? That is done first. So this is mandatory, you should do this, okay? After that, you can go for this MTG book, where you can see like in your subject physics you have 6,500 plus questions, and for Karnataka in chemistry you have 6,000 plus questions, in biology 7,500 plus questions, mathematics 6,000 plus questions. Now see, these books you will not be able to definitely solve this question 6,500 plus questions, you will not be able to solve. That means at least per chapter you have 200-300 questions, right? So that is or more than that, I can say. So what you can do is, you can take this book. If you are buying this book, how to use it? You have already seen the KCET previous year question papers, right? First you have already solved that. So in this book you can just mark similar questions, or randomly you take 5-10 questions and you can solve them. But or I'll say better, whenever you are solving, take a set of 60 questions or 30 questions and try to solve in 40 minutes. Okay, whichever number of questions you are solving, add 10 minutes or 5 minutes to that and then start solving your question. Suppose 30 questions should be solved in 40 minutes, 60 questions in 80 minutes. So you can use this to do question practice, to do revision. Okay, so you can solve these 60 questions whenever you are having time. Okay, now coming to the next one, that is very important, mock test. As I told you, mock test will give you an image of, or you can say a reflection of, what is your level of preparation. Okay, like whether you have actually understood the concepts, whether you have actually know how to implement the formulas and all. If this is not, if you are able to do this or not in the exam, so that is what mock test will do. So definitely mock test is a must. So you should try. So here is a book from MTG again. Okay, so you can see 10 mock test papers are there, if all including physics, chemistry and maths. You can check this book review I have checked, it is a good one. You can take this book and solve this 10 mock tests. That will be enough to understand your level of preparation. Now second, we have in the Diksha Karnataka Abhyas KCET series 2025. So this will be starting soon, very soon, I think maybe in the month of December and or January. Okay, so we will be informing you about this in detail, how can you access it. So we will be giving you 10 free 10 mock tests in this. Okay, so this is very important and the question levels have been really good here. So this can also help you for your like for getting or for cracking this KCET examination. Okay, so this is all about book list. So let us revise once. For concept clarification, the one and only book you can follow is NCERT, and if you are not interested in reading books, you can follow Diksha Karnataka YouTube videos KCET 2025 series for both physics, like physics, chemistry and maths. Okay, second, for previous year questions, I strongly recommend Disha books. Okay, they are very thin and you will have a feeling of accomplishment when you do these questions. Okay, they have been from last 10 to 11 years of question I was collected. That is more than suffice to understand the level of the exam. Next, I'll tell for question practice, you can do first exemplar, that is mandatory. You cannot skip that at any cost. And then MTG, again you have seen MTG books you can take for KCET. There also you have three mock tests are available, so you will be getting 3 mock tests and MTG, but again that is optional. Okay, because it is not possible to solve that many questions, but yes, if you want to buy, you can take that for question practice. Now next one is your fourth, that is mock test. For mock test, again you have Abhyas KCET series from Diksha Karnataka. You will be getting 10 mock test here, or else you can see this one also from MTG. You can buy this book. Okay, 10 mock test you will be getting here as well. So now I just listed all the book list, but it is very important to use these resources strategically and like efficiently. So that is what we will discuss now. So coming to first, that is your concept. For concept, as I told you, you need to focus on NCERT, right? Now how to read NCERT? This is a major question that I have seen many students asking, that we get bored with NCERT. It is very difficult to read NCERT. Okay, so I'll be telling you some steps here how to read NCERT. Okay, so step number 1, just list down the topics of a chapter. Okay, suppose I am studying a chapter haloalkanes and haloarenes. So I have seen the list. There it is. First is your classification, then we have nomenclature, then we have nature of CX bond, then we have preparation of haloalkanes, then we have preparation of haloarenes, then physical properties, chemical properties, and then we have polyhalogen compounds. So just make a list of all the topics that is present in that particular chapter. How will you get this list? You can see in the book it will be written 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, like this, all the major topics you write down. Then second thing, divide into chunks. Okay, that means suppose you are having 1.1, 2, 3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7 and 1.8. 8 sections in a particular chapter. So what I can do is I'll read these 3 chunks at a time. Then I know, okay, these 2 are very big, so I'll read 4, 5 at a time, 6, 7 at a time, and 8 I will read at the last. So like this you need to see and you need to divide it according to the chapter chunks you need to divide. Then you do not have to read all the chunks on a particular day, on a single day. Read one chunk on a particular day. Read one chunk in one day. Okay, so it is always advisable whenever you have to do a difficult task, the strategy of doing it effectively is to break it into smaller parts and do it, right? So that is why you just have to read 3 sections today, right? So just read it, whatever you feel important, just underline it. Do not make any notes right now, just underline it. Okay, read the whole chapter. Once the whole chapter is done, whichever you think are important, you feel like, okay, that you really want to understand. For example, in this haloalkanes chapter, reactions of haloalkanes, reactions of haloarenes, these are really important. So I will make a note of these all things. Now physical properties, when I wrote, I understood that, okay, boiling point will increase with mass, boiling point will decrease with branching. I understood that. So I will not write that in my notes. So whichever I feel is I can't remember or is really volatile, I need to note those things. Okay, so this is the correct way of reading NCERT books. If you try this method, then definitely you can read it. Now coming to the second previous year questions, how to do this? First of all, it should be done once a chapter is completed. Okay, once you have completed a chapter, you need to do the PYQs. Okay, now solve by setting time. Okay, so as I told you, if you are solving 30 questions, 40 minutes you need to give time and solve. Third, this is very important, this step is very important, that is mark the difficult, okay, tricky or wrong questions. Okay, you need to mark those questions. Okay, now when you mark these questions, make sure that whenever you do revision, revise these questions especially. Okay, if you revise it 2 to 3 times, next time it won't get wrong. Okay, so that is very important. Once you do solve chapters is over, you are solving previous year questions, make sure that you solve it and you need to mark the wrong questions. Never see the solution and solve. 4 important, never see the solution and solve. Always first solve, then solution. Okay, just if you are just watching, suppose we are done PYQs video of alcohols, phenols and ethers. If you are watching that video also, read the question, pause the video, see your answer, write your answer and then see the solution. Okay, that is very important. If you just directly see the solution, then you can never know whether you have understood that concept or not. Okay, fine. Next question number, the next part, that is your question practice. So once your chapter is done, okay, once you have given this previous year questions are done and now you are doing question practice, here also you should do with time setting. Okay, do it in intervals, do it on intervals of, I can say 10 days. Okay, now see, suppose you have purchased that MTG book which has 200 questions of the chapter solutions and you are done with solutions chapter, your PYQs are over. So this question practice can be definitely used, a very good resource for a revision. Okay, revision by question practice. Okay, because in KCET exam nobody is going to ask you any concepts, right? They will be asking you questions. So how can you do revision by question practice? By solving these books. So just what you do, start from question number 1. Suppose today is Monday and today you are done with PYQs. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, you just leave 2-3 days and just start solving 5 questions every 5 to 10 days. Okay, so this will help you to recollect the concepts. It will, so whichever questions are done, just put tick mark on that book. Whichever questions are wrong, put a circle, and when you do next time, do that wrong question first and then go for the next question. So in this way, what will happen, you will be finishing how much ever is possible by the time of exam, but at the same time you are revising the questions. Clear? Now coming to mock test, this is very important. This should be done once the syllabus, once 80% syllabus is done. Okay. Next, I can say if you have completed PU2 syllabus, you can start doing mock test. So if you are so ideally, if your PU2 syllabus is done, you can start from January onwards. Okay. How many questions, how many mock tests you need to write? 10 to 15 mock tests before the exam you need to write, and you need to write it under exam conditions. Okay, means you have to set a proper timer, 60 questions in 80 minutes. Okay, so what's the timing here? 60 questions in 80 minutes. Okay, try to do it in the OMR sheet. That will help you to actually understand the time management. Okay, so these are some very important thing. And next very important thing is you need to analyze. Now many a times I have seen comments like, ma'am, I have done the syllabus, I have done all concepts, but my marks in the mock test are not improving. The reason for this is nothing but your analysis. If you do not analyze it, how much ever mock test you give, there is going to be no benefit from that. You need, after every mock test, you need to really analyze, sit. Okay, if you are spending 80 minutes to write a mock test, you need to spend 30 minutes to analyze it. Okay, that is very important. You need to sit with a notebook and a pen, write down question number 1, whether it is correct or wrong. If it is wrong, why it is wrong, which chapter it was the question. Okay, so this will tell you, you will get all the wrong questions. You might observe a pattern in that. What types of mistakes are there, which questions, which chapter questions you are doing wrong. So you can know your weak areas, you work on them, and in the next mock test you will improve on that. But without analyzing, if you just go to the next mock test, it will not work, right? So that is the thing that you need to do in the mock test. So ideally you can start January onwards about your mock test, 10 to 15 tests, and especially in the month of after board exam. Okay, after board you need to write only mock test. Okay, this is very important. On every alternative day you need to write the mock test. Clear? So that is how, students, you need to use your books and resources most effectively to get this top 1000 rank. Do not overload with so many books, and this is very important. I know most of you would have heard this quote again and again, that it is important to read one book 10 times than reading 10 books one time, right? So make sure that you do multiple revisions of NCERT, whichever highlighted points, important points, read it again and again and again. Do the questions again and again from the Disha book, from the MTG book, from your mock test. Write it again and again, practice again and again. That is the only solution. Okay, please do not overload yourself with too many books. That is the blunder that you are going to do. Okay, so students, that I hope this book list video was requested from a long period of time. I hope I would have cleared it, how to use them and what to use and when to use, right? So yes, students, that was all in this session. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe the channel, and see you soon in the next episode.